together as Agers, now forced to bounce, has to leave Kanata to be eliminated, collected. They went from wanting to get Thomas's reboot cards, and now Agers potentially have to worry about whether or not that Neon's on roster is in Kanata.
This is very troublesome for Agers and Kanata to do at minimum a top 10 performance here in this game if they're looking to skip Saturday and go directly to our championship. But a fight that we saw starting as a 2v2 ends up in a 1v1. Rocket gets the beast control away from TD. Not really them getting any footing in this round. The real estate here and that beast control is going to be important. And another shot getting fired. TD getting back down little by little. Rocket's playing a game of peace. It was working out for him, but everything good comes to an end eventually. Rocket takes a massive shot with TD here. Doesn't matter where he's at because he goes down. And the only place he's going to be is back to the hockey.
That was a huge shot here for TD, but it's not over just yet. Rice and Chubbs now decided to join the fray. TD gonna look to see if he can find an escape route somehow, or at least an opportunity to get this revive going up onto Misha. Chubbs, Rice, they don't seem like they're fully aware just how far back TD and Misha actually are. So a successful revive does come through. A 2v2 potential situation here. Again, Misha and TD bound to be really low on resources after that last engagement.
Be true. That's TD trying to hold the covers, give his teammates some time, trying to heal up. First is going to be the med kit, now it's going to be the shield. And Forecast Tower hasn't even been taking it. That's what they were originally fighting over, and that's probably what drawn Rice and Chubbs over to this direction. But they don't know that he was weak necessarily. So for them, they're just trying to play the game. They're outside of that top 25. They want to give themselves a fighting chance to get towards that championship Sunday and not really fight towards that Saturday. As we tune on to Agers. You see him just trying to go ahead and bypass everything. Let's go ahead and go listen in to see what happened in the beginning of this game.
What do you guys think I'll be able to see in the shrine? 36 jump. We're gonna try slide. This is so sad.
That is really all that can be said in some circumstances. Yamzo is actually just a monster for that one. I mean, and if you're in Kanata's position as well, sometimes it just is. But Yamzo, he's got a lot more to deal with for the time being. And while he's all the rotation, we're reminded that there's still other players waiting around this locker room.
And you can see towards the mini-map from kind of edge of zone towards the southeastern side. That's where a lot of these caches will spawn in the south or the east, where a lot of these teams aren't congested at. And just judging by the lack of the slurp juice, they haven't grabbed theirs just yet. They're hoping to try to beat another team to that punch. Even though they found some dangers there, just a little bit.
Die sind so gut, die Spieler, das ist der Hammer.
Not too many teams nearby as we see the other side of what went down. Headshot on the Mappy, that is a huge step. He is just on fire. He's feeling it. Look at the confidence.
Can't blame him at this point. It's just, what are you really meant to do in that sort of situation? Other than just fall victim to Yamza there, but fortunately for Agers and Kanata, they're still going to be able to play things out as a duo, successful reboot band there for Agers. The health replenish as well. Got a handful of slash flashes left to work through. So it's seeming as though the dream is still alive for Agers and Kanata.
For now, at the very least, but sometimes those are the wake-up calls you need, especially when you know it's our fifth and final game of the game. And we'll facing all that madness on that side of the map. Puka and Threats sticking to what they know.
Aber im Duo ist Boga nicht so gut. Vielleicht im Einzel hat er eine Chance.
And kind of just looking, there's not too many teams in their mini-map. But if you look even further, there's only about 3 teams directly in front of them. So they got themselves a safe spot as long as they continue to pull that zone. My only question, Taco, is going to be how much surge do they have? Because if they're on the slow side, there's not going to be many opportunities to grab.
That's exactly what I want to bring up, because the one elimination and what we've been seeing consistently throughout the day, there have been circumstances where teams have had several or more eliminations and still found themselves just barely above that surge damage threshold. So if Puka and Threats making these different type rotations, yeah, you might have the best positioning in the world,
Kopenhagen.
Doesn't really mean a whole lot if you don't have any damage with it, because then you still have to compromise your positioning to find some damage. There's something they do plenty here for Acorn and Gold.
And say that was big, but it comes to an end yet again, and Pink and Vigo outside of that top 25. So I think Gold and Acorn have defended their drop spot. They're actually in 24th place. They have 74 points. That's going to be a tough one to watch.
Eyes on Cooper and Miro as well. One of our teams in that 28th position, but for the team on our screen right now, Maniac and Carney, they've also got to ensure that they're able to stay within this top 25, because again, just barely being above as far as the points are concerned, it does not leave you in a guaranteed position. There are ample teams that could look to leapfrog over you if you aren't careful. So we'll definitely keep that in mind and continue trying to be as methodical as possible with their movements.
And you can basically see the tail end of that top 25. Pink and Vigo down 74. Batman, Vigo, Rapid 80. The points continue to climb the more we go up. A lot of these teams don't really need to do everything. They just need to do the bare minimum. As Stacey gets spotted out by himself and Shari and Rue, they have a chance to sneak up. Stacey's all by himself. Notice that we already saw him go down earlier on in the game. The strike from above, the sneak attack, and it's worked to perfection. And Shari and Rue, they get that elimination, and that's huge because they were the team in the 25th spot. They started the game with 68 points. Now you can kind of count them up, 72, but they still haven't passed up Pink and Vigo at 74 points.
Stacey was just so focused on teams that weren't on that were down. He had no clue that those two were sneaking up behind him. The ultimate crouch maneuver, essentially, all the way up until they had their precise moment to bounce onto Stacey. And that's big as well for Shari and Rue, because again, our team just barely managing to hang on to that top 25 threshold. They're currently 25th. Is looking to go higher.
And this is the team, Major won, they became champions. They stayed towards the top of leaderboards in duo cash cups, in FNCSs. They're just trying to continue to mimic that, just like Cooper and Miro, who are almost not even
Das ist schon das 5. Spiel.
It was left to a coin flip of all things.
Ich glaube, heute gibt es nur 5 und dann morgen wieder 5.
I hope Cooper kept that coin, maybe framed it on a wall.
Not with Nick, but I guess it maybe depends on how this weekend goes possibly for the duo. Regardless, they've done an excellent job as a team, but more importantly still, their placements, you saw it jump just a little bit, part of that due to the fact that Cooper able to find a really nice location here. This is a massive one as well. Took shutdown onto Cold essentially. And that is huge for Cooper and Miro, because they have had some problems in their rotation dealing with some of these teams that are guaranteed to be participants of our championship Sunday. So knowing that Cooper was able to find that elimination on the Cold, it just makes the rotation all that easier.
Probably builds a little bit of confidence too, because even though they went down and they got their spot on Sunday, Golden Acorn, they're going to finish first in this bracket more than likely with how they've been playing. And when you see Cole go down, when you see Acorn go down, it makes that much more better. It's like a sigh of relief. That's one less dangerous player in the lobby that I have to go through towards the very end.
I mean, 3 out of 5 teams in our top 5 are just not in the lobby any longer. They've all been eliminated. Only Cammy and Sadie and Rachel Reed, but again, the point difference so high up, and these guys can essentially choose exactly how they want to wrap things up for today. Meanwhile, Ruben doesn't get that same luxury. Ruben and Threats have to be on their A game.
Yeah, it's going to be plus 44 points. We saw the threshold around 72 points.
Ja, Akku hält, kein Problem. Ist aufgeladen. Aber es ist schon das letzte Spiel für heute.
As long as they continue to have an upward trajectory in a lot of their games, much like Kanata and Majors, a lot thought was holding them back was Thomas and Malabuka, that off-spawn battle. But now they have a chance here to hold on to their own destiny. Fate is in their hands, and they just need to be able to find a little bit of a refresh. Where are they going to get the refresh? How long can they survive without it? They stop just short of going deeper into the zone. They got themselves the edge for a team like this with 329 above the damage threshold. That's just going to be enough for now.
Considering that Majors had to get a reboot off on the Canada, they were a little bit of shambles. When you think about how this game started out for them, sure, that initial 50-50 might have been relatively successful. Granted, they were definitely low. The double elimination factor there, only getting one onto Thomas, Malabuka, forcing him retreating, but it is an endeavor, to say the least, to reboot your teammate and then find yourself successfully deep enough into a late game lobby to potentially catapult yourself into the top 25 for the Olympics for today.
Nee, im Augenblick ist noch leer tatsächlich. Ich glaube morgen, am spätestens wird es morgen sein und Sonntag. Sonntag ist ausverkauft. Ist halt nicht so nah, ne? Kopenhagen hätten sie lieber in Deutschland oder so machen sollen. Aber wahrscheinlich ist das Internet so schlecht in Deutschland.
Right, so they're not going to open it once, and then a decent amount of map coverage to go. Granted, if you are one of those last teams to come in behind everybody else, your primary concern is going to be, well, depending on where those other teams are situated, depending on where they're positioned, they might be able to cut me off entirely. And that's exactly what
Ich war auch schon unten, da wurden wir abgegradet, konnten wir da runtergehen. Das ist ganz geil. Den Pokal konnte man auch sehen. Und die ganzen Spieler siehst du halt auch da unten. Ne? Ziemlich nah. Alles klar, mach's gut. Viel Spaß.
But still, it is tough stuff right now.
On the other side, it's storm surge. They're below the threshold. Even with the surgery spot, they take a lot of damage from the outfield. Team who took down Canada and Eaters in the beginning, well, it's just Canada this time around, but if you can go back to his OG self, he used to call him one of the most prolific solo players in the game, being able to pick up a massive amount of points, huge amount of clutches. We saw Eaters do it in their major championship run. Now it's Canada's trying to pick up the pace. We see him going low, but it's not high goal, not a lot of resource. The only thing he really has going is to hit the threshold.
Was das eigentlich wirklich?
Some materials to provide more than the core he has initially to work with, dropped to 30, but still, Canada also now with this ice creature in tow, breaking through the floors of some of these builds.
Eigentlich 100, aber der eine spielt alleine, da ist wahrscheinlich einer krank und ein ganzes Team fehlt auch noch. Es sind nur 97 Spieler. Die Besten der Besten.
There are more teams left alive right now that are outside of the top 25 trying to earn their spot than there is inside of the top 25. Pleasure points haven't even begun to kick in yet. That puts a lot of pressure on the King. He's already survived Storm Surge once. He has the slurp juice, he has a couple minis, but he's still 123 below. He's not even peeking out going for shots. He's just trying to survive it. It looks like there's a bit of loot. I thought I saw the tip of a big cut down there as well, which will be crucial for his survival. Finally, there's a Memphis as well. He found a treasure trove and a miracle to keep himself alive. He knows he needs to go. He knows he needs to continue moving forward, get towards the zone. Don't want to fall behind.
Bis Sonntag. 3 Tage.
King forced to stabilize himself and stop the rotation. That means a lot of teams are being able to
Freitag, Samstag, Sonntag.
Again, right now, it seems the King, he's trying to find his positioning, just hoping that some other teams, some other solo is eliminated first, and that could potentially put him.
Es leben noch 40 Leute auf so einer kleinen Zone. 40 Leute.
Finally finds himself eliminated from the lobby. Unfortunate run there. Not an injury in our final game today.
Yeah, at least he got this experience playing on the big stage. And he's going to have to go again tomorrow against our last chance major teams. Exodus, teammate at the high ground. They started this game on the bubble. You got to imagine they've been climbing up that
That's
ladder.
Cougar.
Just like Cougar and Reds. You talk about yourself. You can cast it throughout the day. They have yet to play a solid game as a duo. This is their chance. Solo's trying to push that. Oh, Alex and Worthy as well. A lot of damage being done here by Storm Surge. Not even these players.
We're seeing so much though. Strong out with Storm Surge. And Reds, they were overtaking their damage above. They can focus entirely on how they choose to actually harm through some of these contested layers. And right now, Nero forced into a solo position. Won't have any sort of time to try and help out Cooper in the process. They're simply too deep into these blue zones at this point. Because now, Nero finds himself, he's going to have pressure, slot flashes, all of the slot flashes actually will be expended here. Nero trying to speak fine around the backside of the zone. Now from the side though, good shot on the second there. Noah, he wants to make it.
Now they are at 7 man. A big game needed from them. They could boost themselves into the top 45 as well. Luka and Fritz, 5 eliminations so far. Peeking down low, trying to recycle some of these abilities. They know they don't got much left. A refresh or a cycle mass, anything is what they're looking for. And they even split it between them two, so it's even less for individual. They fall on top of Alex. Can they get the elimination? Can they get the cycle? Yes, they can. Off the back of Fritz, who gets a double elimination and push themselves into the top 10.
Just barely there. Luka actually gonna find himself trapped just outside. Won't be able to make it in time. And the knock from that super connected so tough. And Storm is going to be his ultimate interceptor. But Reds still up. Reds still trying to move forward. Doesn't have much left on the Memphis though. Needs to find a member in this one.
100% necessary for this point that he's grabbing here. Staying alive, 7 eliminations as well. This could be enough, but it's definitely going to be a buzzer beater if I perceive one myself. He's continuing to bypass everybody on the high ground. It's Yalzo and Rise that are trying to take this last and final game of the day. A few teams actually have shut down low. Still need this shot to turn qualify. Misha T is one up. Tulix and Chicho, they both out their spot. But Fritz doesn't get the get. Another elimination.
Millionen Leute spielen Fortnite.
For the Reds, he didn't find any sort of white kill which he needed for anything like that.
Oh.